This is Jim Ave again, and going to cover the research paper assignment for Kinesiology 771, Research Methods in Kinesiology. This is the signature assignment for this class. And what exactly is a signature assignment? A signature assignment is the assignment that is designed to assess your learning of the course student learning outcomes and the program student learning outcomes. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose a topic that you would like to find something out about. You want to learn something new. You should pick something that's of interest to you, because you're going to spend a lot of time on this assignment. You're going to read a lot of journal articles. You're going to do writing of this paper. It's a pretty significant paper. So I would suggest that if you are a PE teacher, pick a topic about PE teaching. If you are a coach, pick something in coaching. If you're an athletic trainer, pick something in athletic training. And if you are a sport administrator or a future sport administrator, please pick a topic in the sport administration area. So it should be in your area of emphasis in this graduate program. So again, we're pretending to do a study. You're not actually going to do this study. But you need to pick a topic that has been researched quite extensively, because you need to find at least 6 to 10 peer-reviewed journal articles, and you need to be, as a reminder, you're going to learn more about what a peer-reviewed journal article is. That's another way of saying a primary resource. These are articles where original research has been done in the area. So again, it's not Wikipedia, it's not even online articles. Those typically aren't peer-reviewed. As they say in the literature review lecture, you need to use our FPU's online library search engine to find your references for this assignment. Okay, so you pick a topic, which you're going to do in week 1, and then you need to locate those journal articles. You need to start week 1, as soon as I give you the okay on your topic, you need to start finding journal articles ASAP and start reading them. Because more than likely, not every single article that you find is going to be a good article. It does take some time to find good research articles to use for your paper. So start now. Believe me, you'll be happy that you started now. Don't wait to the last minute. If you're a procrastinator, you need to get on top of this now. This is a very big assignment. I have very high expectations for this assignment, so I expect you to start working on this assignment now. Okay, so what you're going to provide for your paper, you're going to provide a study title, which is in accordance to our textbook. I talk about that in one of the lectures. And then you provide this on the title page, and then you'll provide it at the very top of your where the introduction goes. Not here on the abstract. Abstract is titled abstract, as you'll see in some of the APA guides that I have provided you in the class. So the abstract is just a brief overview of the entire paper, so that the reader knows the main points and the purpose of the study. So it's very short. It's 150 to 250 words, and it's only 1 paragraph in length. Finish your abstract, start your introduction on a brand new page, and your introduction should provide all the background that a reader needs to know to why we should even do this study. This is when you'll be using the journal articles. It's a mini literature review, so all your journal articles that you're using for the study, I expect them to be cited in the introduction, because it should provide the background from previous research, because you'll be citing and referencing these again later in your paper. Okay, so I can have a podcast about, or a lecture about this particular, how to write into introduction. And again, you should know that a lot of the learning activities are designed to help you write your research paper. You will write the next section, which is a purpose statement, many times and many different learning activities. So you should know how to write a purpose statement. It's going to be a listed purpose statement. The purpose of the study was to, whatever. Right after that, you're going to have a research question or questions. Depends on your study. You may have one research question. You may have more than one research question. Just need to have a minimum of one. Again, this is listed. Again, you'll be writing research questions in the learning activities through the class. After that, again, you don't start on new pages for this. Only I know in the portfolio, or excuse me, in the practicum courses, you have to start each section on a new page. In this assignment, you don't. You just keep going. Don't have extra spaces, but you do use APA section titles. I have provided you examples of previous papers done by students. Some things have changed. Some sections are longer than I previously required. So just so you're aware of that, follow the assignment description here in the syllabus for everything. Okay, null hypothesis or hypotheses. If you have two research questions, you should have two null hypotheses. If you have one research question, you have one null hypothesis, and that'll be a statement. Then right after the null hypothesis, you'll have your research methods section. And the whole point of the research methods section is to test the stated research question and the hypothesis. So I should be able to read this section of your paper and be able to reproduce your entire study by just reading this section. That's the standard I'm using here. You should use the previous research to help you, previous journal articles to help you to write this section. And you should cite your references within your entire paper, but specific. If you're using information from previous research, just cite the source. That's fine. Okay. And there's appropriate way to cite references, and there's inappropriate ways to cite references. I have a class announcement about that, and so make sure that you are citing correctly. The study design is your first area within this section. You want to explain what research method was used. You should cite your textbook for this because that's what it's there for. It's a research methods book. What study design was used? Why is it that particular study design? It doesn't have to be a very long section, maybe 1 to 3 sentences. Next area is your participants. What are the characteristics of your subjects? Age range or ages, the male, females, are they specific athletes, whatever they are. How did you recruit them? How did you get them to be part of your study? Those type of things. About a paragraph or so for this section. After that, you have your instruments area. An instrument is any tool that you use to collect data. So it can be a weight scale, it can be vertical jump, it can be a questionnaire, whatever you used is what you're going to describe here. You're going to describe how it's used so another person can use that tool or instrument by just reading your description. And then you also need to provide the validity and reliability of that particular instrument. After this is the methods or procedures section. In this section is the very detailed description on how you did the study. It should be very, very specific. You need to include obtaining institution review board approval. Another person, I should be able to read this section and redo your study by just reading the methods section. Make it detailed. It's probably going to be longer than 1 to 3 paragraphs, but I don't think you can get it done in 1 paragraph, so it's probably going to be more like 3 paragraphs to 5 paragraphs. Last section is data analysis. How will the data that you collect be analyzed? What statistical methods? Are you going to use a t-test? Are you going to use an ANOVA? Those type of things which we're going to talk about in our class. And again, there's examples for you. What is the level of significance that you're going to use? Is it a P of 0.05 or 0.01? You don't have to explain it. You just have to provide the information. Okay, after this, we have the results section. And so you collect the data and you're pretending to collect data. What do you expect to happen here? And this should be linked to previous research. Again, if you're using previous research, just cite it in your paper. So you have 3 different areas here. You have the demographics, which are typically how many males and females, age, and those type of things. It's not a big, long section. You have descriptive statistics. This is where you're going to provide the number of subjects. You're going to provide the mean value, standard deviation, standard error, and other descriptive statistical information. After this, you're going to have the statistical analysis section where you're going to provide me with the research question that you wrote in Chapter 1, and then you're going to answer the research question using statistical analysis and the descriptive statistics. Now, I have a podcast or a lecture about this, so I expect you to watch that discussion podcast that I have in week 5 to help you with this. You're probably going to need to use tables for all 3 sections and place your tables in the appendices. Again, as needed. You may not need them for every single one. So it just depends on if you think the table is more beneficial or not. Typically, tables are helpful to the reader to understand the numbers. Again, this is all numbers. You're not analyzing what the data means. You're just saying what you found. Again, it's in the discussion section where you actually provide what this means. The discussion section is typically the so what. So what's this all mean after I do this study? This is the graduate or doctorate level section where you use your brain, your critical thinking skills to answer the so what question. The first section is conclusions. What were the main findings in this study? You just want to use words, no numbers here. Very brief and to the point, 1 paragraph. It was found that there was no difference between blank and blank, whatever. And there was a relationship between X and Y. So you're just getting to the point, no words here. And then the discussion section, within the discussion section, I know it's kind of confusing. How did your findings support or not support the previous research that you discussed in Chapter 1? Why did it support it? Why did it not support it? Now, notice I'm not using the word prove. Research does not prove anything. It provides support for a hypothesis or it does not support a hypothesis. You'll see there in yellow highlighted there that I have a podcast in Chapter 5 where I state that this section is only 1 to 2 paragraphs. I've changed this. Now it's 2 to 3 paragraphs. So please pay attention to that. In the recommendations section, this is another so what. If you think about when you read some of these articles, you're probably saying, well, what's this got to do with me as a coach, as an athletic trainer, or whatever? That's what I want you to do. I want you to provide recommendations for others from the findings and from the research. If this was a PE teaching area, write it to PE teachers. If it's an athletic training area, write it to athletic trainers. If it's athletic administrators, just write it to athletic administrators. You don't have to cover all the areas. The big thing is, how can this information be used? What's the practical applications of this material after you've researched and thought about this? Again, I made a change from when I did my original podcast. This should be 3 to 4 paragraphs. Then on a new page, you're going to have your reference page following APA formatting. Then the other area after that is if your appendices where you have your tables. Then you'll have your, I also will assess you on the appropriate type and number of references because you should have a minimum of 6 peer-reviewed journal articles. If you don't, you won't get all the points. Also assess you on your writing, and I'll assess you on your format because I want you to use double spacing, 1-inch margins, top, bottom, right, and left. Remember, there's that Microsoft Word default setting on paragraph spacing. For whatever reason, it's defaulted to a 10-point font. I don't know why. It drives me nuts, so get rid of that. It should be at 0. So make sure that you have that fixed. Use a 12-point font, either Arial or New Times. Cite all your references within your paper. Your reference list and the stuff that you cite in your paper should be the same. Provide section titles following APA. Provide page numbers, how I have it inserted down here. Provide a title page, write in the past tense because you're pretending that the study is over, and use the third person. No yous, yours, I, me, we. You take yourself completely out of this assignment. So this part of the assignment is worth 185 total points. Okay. Then the next part of this assignment is you're going to actually do a presentation of your study. You're going to develop either an audio PowerPoint or a keynote if you're a Mac person, a video, and you're going to present your highlights of your fake research study to the class. Your presentation should be a minimum of 5 pages or 5 minutes, sorry, to no longer than 15 minutes. And note you have to limit the file to 200 megabytes, and with that short of a presentation, you should be fine. And you're going to attach your presentation in the form, and the abstract that you wrote for your paper, you're going to have that in your forum message box. Then I want you to provide 3 to 4 questions that you want other students to answer in the form. And so once a student answers your 3 to 4 questions, I expect you to read the other students' responses and keep that thread going by asking more probing questions. Now for all the other students in class, what I want you to do is you need to listen to 2 other students' presentations and then answer their posted questions, and provide your responses should be a minimum of 1 page in length, 3 fully developed paragraphs. And then I'll use this rubric. You'll get that each post is worth 10 points. That 10 points is increase the font size. It was at least the minimum of 3 fully developed paragraphs in lengths, thoroughly answered all posted questions, follow the assignment directions, yada yada yada. And you can read that on your own. So don't wait till the last minute to do this assignment. Start working on it now. This is a big assignment, and if you have any questions about what you're doing, please post it in the Q&A forum. I know you're going to have questions. I expect you to have questions, and so please post them in the Q&A forum so I can help you understand what you're doing. And I'm here to help. If you want to call me on the phone, let me know. Just send me an email so we can set up a time to talk, or we can Skype, whatever I can do to help you be successful. That's what I'm here to do. So I look forward to reading your papers towards the end of the class.